Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another episode of Raiders Coast to Coast. This is episode 10 with myself and my guy.
LV Raider 10 here.
How we all doing today? How you doing?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, honestly. There's a lot of, stuff going on right now. I know with the whole Spytek stuff not announced yet officially. And then obviously everything going on with a potential candidate, head coaching candidate and Liam Cohen. But yeah, there's always something to talk about, it seems like, with the Raiders.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, I mean, the big news that supposedly came out yesterday was not Liam Cohen, sorry, Spytek was going to be our GM, and now we're finding out that he hasn't signed anything, no official offer's been made, supposedly. Um, None of the major sports sites like ESPN, CBS Sportsline, NFL Network.
Hmm.
None of that stuff's even making any comments on it. So doesn't look like that's happening right now. So I, we're back to square one again.
Yeah, I guess so. It's giving me like flashbacks of what happened with Cliff Kingsbury. Like everyone was
Yeah,
announcing like, hey, we hired the offensive coordinator, like, and I mean everybody obviously really wanted Cliff Kingsbury at the time, and everybody really wants John Spytek now too. So it's kind of giving me the same feeling as it did then, and I'm just really hoping that it doesn't turn out that same way, because if Cohen goes to Jacksonville, then we really have to uh keep an eye on what Spytek does and any kind of announcement that comes out of there, because we don't want to lose our potential GM either. So yeah, that would not be good.
yeah. I mean, it seems like everybody that the Raider fans start to really want and fall in love with gets swiped right out from underneath us. So it's like,
Yeah,
God damn it.
definitely. It's
you know.
it's bad.
And then, and the thing I'm worried about now is, you know, the selection option as far as what's available is getting real slim. We're going to get to the point we're going to be scraping the bottom of the barrel here if we don't make a move fast.
Yeah.
You know, what's up, guys? How you doing today? What's up, Arnie? Arnie's always here. Doing easy.
Do me a favor, try sending me the pop out chat. I don't know why it always doesn't work prior to us going live exactly, but
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe we just have to just got to be ready on the screen for so you can send it to me after we start like officially going live. But
yeah, yeah. Let me.
just so we can think about it for the next time.
Technical difficulties, folks. Bear with us. There it is. It's sent to you again.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, so I mean, what I'm getting nervous on now is, if we don't make a move quick or soon, like especially with Pete Carroll, obviously he's not going to be the odds-on favorite at this point.
Yeah.
If we're going to lose him too now at some point, I'm sure, because supposedly he's getting an interview I'm seeing with Dallas, which I can't
Mm.
see him going there. That's the one that's the most confusing. I mean, I get it. He wants to interview and get out there, but goddamn, really with Dallas? Uh, that's a job I wouldn't want as long as Jerry Jones is involved. That's the problem.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing that like people were kind of saying with
Appreciate
McCarthy.
that, Weezy.
Like he had a good tenure in Dallas. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like everything that comes along with being the head coach in Dallas, and like having to deal with Jerry Jones as your GM, and obviously he's the owner. You can't really like push back against him. Like or it's more difficult to, at least I would believe. Um
Yeah,
so like for him to actually do well and have what was it, like two or three 12-5 win seasons, like that's pretty good, honestly. And I was not very high on, I'm still not really high on McCarthy still, but like you have to give him his flowers for being able to succeed in a place like that. That's kind of hard. Um but to go back to Pete Carroll, at least I still think he's the front runner for the Raiders. I honestly don't really see anybody else coming up in the discussion, unless, like I said, everybody's waiting for Joe Brady. That's the only other reason why I haven't really heard any other rumblings of any other coaches, to be honest,
Yeah.
besides Pete Carroll. Um, and literally, I think it was today, earlier this morning, people were reporting that he's the front runner now officially for the Raider job, since Ben Johnson and Liam Cohen looked like he was going back to Tampa. So I don't know. It changes like every fucking 2 hours. It seems like.
Yeah, really, right? And just to answer Wheezy's question there, I don't know if I'm upset the fact that we lost out on the Ben Johnson thing. Um, I'm starting to think now more and more that might have been a blessing, I guess. Um, because I'm really not a big fan of hiring someone for their first time being a head coach. Not in our situation. If we were a winning team already
Mm-hmm.
and our coach just decided to retire, that'd be different. Um, but we have no culture right now. This team is in a downward spiral, and it has been for the last 20 years. We need to bring in a proven person. You know, I mean, Gruden's not a proven person in my eyes. Yeah, he's won a Super Bowl, but he had a bad falling out with us to the point where he left the first time. Second time he left, yeah, it wasn't because of his coaching inabilities or issues with the team. It was his own personal issues
Mm-hmm.
off the field when he wasn't even coaching.
Yeah.
So it's not like he was let go because he was a shitty coach or him and Mark Davis didn't get along. But I still don't want him back either.
Yeah.
Um, that's why I'm just a big supporter of Pete Carroll coming in here. You know, I don't know what your feeling is, Nate, on the Ben Johnson thing. What do you?
Yeah. um, I don't know. It's hard to really have an opinion, mainly because we don't know what he's gonna be as a head coach. Like obviously, if he was a proven and established head coach and he was, we missed out on him. Obviously, that's not a good thing, or like we'd be pretty upset about it. But we don't know how he's gonna be. We can only speculate that, with what he's done as an offensive coordinator in Detroit. Oh, maybe he is going to be good because he knows how to run an offense. So possibly he can be good, but if he doesn't, build his staff around him, uh,
Yeah,
build that kind of culture. I mean, Dan Campbell was the culture builder. Is he going to be that kind of Dan Campbell guy? Is he going to try to be his own kind of person? It'll be really interesting to see what he establishes in Chicago. Honestly, and Chicago has a good roster, like we were saying the other day, and it's very possible he could be good. But yeah, I don't know. I'm obviously upset about us not getting the head the main guy or the number one guy in this cycle, but he's still unproven, and I think now looking forward we do have to go, like you said, with a proven guy. That's would be my thought, at least.
yeah. Wheezy, your question on what position do the Raiders mostly need in the draft? Everything.
Yeah,
Seriously,
I think Arnie
no
said it best
lying.
here.
I mean, everything, and like Arnie said, everything but tight end. So one position we don't need.
Yeah.
Um, God, there's so many holes to fill with this team. When you just sit back and look at the big picture of, where we are with the team, and it's scary when you look at how much we need. And thank God we got a shit ton of money in salary cap because we're going to need every freaking penny of that if we have any desire to fill this roster to what we need it to be. Um, I mean, we're kind of fucked if you think about it. I mean, the money we're going to have to spend to retain guys that we want to keep, and then guys we want to try and pull in free agency.
Hmm.
You know, I mean, the big first part with the free agency is, who do we have for a coach and who really wants to even fucking come here?
Yeah, it's gonna be
Who
tough.
wants to become part of? Yeah, who wants to become part of this misery and just for years it just downside, no upside. You know,
Yeah, I agree. Uh, And honestly, like, it's gonna be really hard to persuade guys to come here. Like, hypothetically, if we want to get like a T Higgins, like a top receiver, like we're gonna have to overpay to persuade him to want to come here. Like I, I don't know what his market's gonna be like, but we're gonna have to overpay him. And I mean, maybe that moves the needle enough to where he does come here. Like obviously, if that's who we're targeting. But I,
He's going to be the most expensive receiver out there.
yeah,
That's the doubt.
yeah, of course. But like, it's mainly more of like just a plug whoever player here. We're gonna have to overpay them, whoever it is, and to pick your position at that point. But it's do we even try to rebuild through free agency? Like, I think it's proven time and time again that you can't really do that. Um, that it's best to take the long route, develop in the draft, uh, establish players through through your ranks, but and then supplement them with people through free agency. And I think, like we've been saying, the Raiders have a lot of holes right now. I don't think we're just 1, 2, 3 free agents away from being a competitive
No,
team. Not yet, at
no.
least.
If we, like you just said, if we were only a few players away from, filling those voids, it wouldn't be too bad. But I mean, again, with so many holes to fill, we only got so much money, and the enticing part of coming to this team is just not there right now. You know, bringing in the right coach could change that.
Yeah,
You bring in a guy, that's got a proven track record, like a Pete Carroll,
yep,
or even, to be honest with you, even I'm kind of warming up to the Mike McCarthy thing, especially after last
yeah,
night when we were on the Raider Connection. We talked about it a lot, and it kind of struck a nerve with me last night. Like, and maybe that might not be a bad option. I don't think he got dealt the right hand when he was in Dallas because of who his owner is.
yeah,
You know, but I just I don't know where we go with this. I'm just disgusted right now that it's taken this long to make a decision. And I know we don't want to make a hasty decision,
right.
but it's like, if it's going to be Pete Carroll, I mean, what the fuck are we waiting for? I mean, it's the logical choice right now.
Yeah, I completely agree. Um, I understand being patient, like how you're saying, like we don't want to make a rash decision and just run into things without
Yeah,
completely like doing everything that we need to do to hire the next GM or head coach. But you know, it doesn't give us Raider fans like any hope that they're gonna make a good decision as time goes by, and all of the coaches that are on the higher priority are leaving to other places and taking other jobs elsewhere, and or we're not even bringing them in for interviews and things like that. Like
okay.
it doesn't give me hope that we're gonna be able to get the guys that we want. Luckily, I think the Raiders are one of the only teams in on Pete Carroll right now. And I know you said Dallas, but I don't know. I don't really see that. Um,
I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I don't know why you would even want
yeah,
to, unless he's trying to strike a fire into someone else, saying, "Hey, look, I'm still going to interview."
yeah,
You know,
exactly. I mean, I don't know. I think that's the number one guy right now. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that everything works out, and I obviously have faith that it will. But right now, it's looking crazy.
yeah. And Jason called me early, and we were talking about that. And he even said it. He goes, if Spytek bails on us, he goes, we should just at that point hire Pete Carroll and promote Chip Kelly. And I said, you're right. I said, because my response to that was, Pete Carroll, with his past history of when he was in Seattle, he was helping running the organization too, as the coach and kind of slash player personnel type of thing.
Hmm.
Along with a rookie GM, but been with the team for a couple of years now. It might not be that bad of a transition, and I agree with Jason on that one. You know, hire Pete, promote Kelly. The two of them working hand in hand, and then he just goes out and gets the best offensive coordinator he can.
Yeah.
And a defensive coordinator, and we're good to roll. You know,
Hmm. Yeah, I don't
so
know. I don't know if the Raiders are waiting for those guys. I mean, maybe. Obviously, we don't really know. I don't think Pete Carroll's Plan D though.
I pray to God it's not Spags. I
Yeah,
just he was a failed attempt at a head coach before. Please don't fall into the McDummy thing again.
yeah, dude.
McDummy failed the first time in Denver, and then we gave him another shot, and he was just as bad, if not worse.
Yeah, yeah. I honestly like being being a Raider fan when he came in. I was like, all right, maybe he learned from his time in Denver, and he even said it in his press conference when he first came in. He's like, I learned from my time in Denver and
No, he
getting
didn't.
back, and I was like, fuck,
A lie.
had me going, he had me fucking going.
That was bullshit line number one right there.
Yeah,
Fucking liar.
yeah.
Um,
I agree with Jason though. Joe Brady's probably the only person I take over Carroll right now.
yeah, I wouldn't even consider him in my book. My book, it's
Really?
Pete Carroll, and I think the biggest pushback that's out there on Pete Carroll is his age. Well, fuck you and his age because I don't agree with it. I think the age thing is just a fucking cop out.
Yeah,
Um,
it is.
the age thing just pisses me off to no end. Um, it, it, Granted, look, he's got in our division alone, he's got three excellent head coaches he's going to be going up against.
Hmm.
Pete Carroll ain't going to be afraid of those three head coaches.
No.
Could one of these offensive minded coordinators or these offensive coordinators or a defensive coordinator comes in with a head coaching job for the first time going up against those, would he be able to be up to the task? Who knows? Spag may, only because he was with Kansas City for so long and with Andy, it might not be that hard for him, you know. But I just think that Pete would own all three of them, plain and simple. He would just control them, and I would expect us to go at least 3-3 in our division up against them
Hmm.
with no problem. I think he could do it. You know, the age is not an issue. I just don't agree with the age issue. I've seen other YouTube is saying when they start talking about like say Liam Cohn, and the first question they ask is how old is he? What the fuck does it matter how old he is? Can the guy get the job done or not? That's all that matters.
Yeah.
If he can't do the job, then obviously we don't hire him. But if he's 80 years old and can do the job and he's got all his faculties, why not fucking hire him? What's the issue? You're gonna get me worked up already. I gotta save some energy for the other show tonight.
Yep. Definitely. Um. Yeah. I don't understand the age thing either. Um. We kind of said it on the Raider Connection yesterday, and then last week as well. I believe that like he looks good. He doesn't look as old as he is. He has
No.
energy. He's not a normal fucking 70-plus year old person. Like he's not. And I completely and truly believe that he's capable of doing the job and will be healthy enough to be able to complete whatever contract we give him. And I think Rundown said it was either when we have him on the Radio Connection last week, or I might have
Yeah.
heard one of his shows, but I believe it was him. He said like if he stays for 5 years, that's a fucking plus because that's will be the longest tenured Raider head coach that we've had
Yeah.
in a couple of years. So
Yeah.
it's like
It'll
five,
be 78.
yeah,
Ooh.
5 years is that's solid. That's good enough to be honest, which is a low fucking standard, but still like it's a building block. Um, so I mean I think 5 years would be nice. 3 plus to me is money.
Yeah, I mean, if we get 5 years from Carl, that's awesome. I would expect anywhere from 3 to 4 for him,
Yeah.
and as long as like say whoever he brings in for one of his two coordinators, if one of those guys is the one that's going to be slated to take over in the long afterwards, Carroll comes in to set the culture and lay the foundation for the future of this team, which is what we need.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's got the right guys working with him on his coaching staff that can take it to the next level when he decides to finally step down, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know why people would be upset about that.
Yeah.
It just I don't get it. I just Radar 24 Nation.
Right here.
We do this every Thursday night on our show,
Yes, sir.
Raiders Coast to Coast. But every Wednesday night, the two of us plus Jay from Just Raiders baby, and Leo
Cheetah
Cheetolinas.
Linus.
Delinas, I would say Linus, Cheetolinas.
Same thing.
The four of us on a show that's called the Raiders Connection. We do that every Wednesday night at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific.
Yes, sir. You can find our ads right here. They're right in our little boxes right there. It's
Yeah,
at LV Raider 10, and then Jeff's is at New England _ Raiders Booster Club. But
yeah. Make sure you guys hop over to LV Raider 10. Hop over to
yes,
his YouTube channel and subscribe
yeah,
and hit that like on his live too, please.
definitely going live every Wednesday and Thursday, just like Jeff said, and you can find that on my channel as well. But yeah, definitely head over there, leave a like, subscribe. Appreciate everybody that does that. Um, yeah,
Close the door when you're done.
yeah. The like Arnie is saying right here, who is Carol's succession plan though? Uh, like to me,
Well, we know it's not going to be Salah.
it's not gonna be Salah. I don't think so. I think
It looks like he's going to sign with the
with the
49ers
Niners
now.
again.
He's
Yeah,
going back to be the DC.
yeah. I think he felt some type of way once, today after the whole Jaguars debacle, him not even really getting a chance. Kind of
Yeah.
unfair to him, but that whole thing. I think he felt kind of jaded by that, so he's like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go where I'm wanted." Really. Um, but yeah, I mean, I can't blame him for that. But
Nah.
yeah, the whole Pete Carroll succession. I think it has to be whoever. Carroll's a defensive guy. Obviously that's why he's kind of naming defensive coordinators there, and Gus Bradley and Saleh and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think we have to go offensively. I Our offense has been really bad, and our defense has been our strong suit for the past couple of years. And I think we need somebody that can really establish a good offense, and that starts with whoever our head coach picks at offensive coordinator.
See, right there, Lawrence. I actually wouldn't be opposed to Ron Rivera, but I would still take my order would be Pete Carroll, McCarthy, and then I would probably go Ron Rivera, just based on the experience.
Yeah, for sure.
And the fact that experience meaning they've been head coaches. Um, I wouldn't necessarily consider Ron Rivera a retread because he's been a winner. He's won a Super Bowl himself as a player. Um, he's been to a Super Bowl as a head coach, didn't win it, but again, he's still got a team there. I mean,
Yeah.
fuck, Jim Harbaugh still got a team there, and he was given another shot at a head coach. He didn't win it, you
Yep.
know. But I wouldn't mind Ron Rivera as like a third or fourth choice.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't think it has to be our first choice, but I agree that he's a good enough coach, and if we're going that established route, he's definitely has a resume on towards his name. So I
Yeah.
think he would be a good option, and like you said, third, fourth kind of range.
Again, my big worry is the what do you call it? It's just the options after this. It's getting slim.
It
Even
is.
for the GMs now, even the GMs are going to start getting slim. Now, what are we doing?
Hmm.
You know?
I if Cohen doesn't end up signing with the Raiders, I mean not Cohen, sorry, Spytek. Spytek doesn't end up signing with the Raiders. I think that um what's his name from the Packers. I think that's a good option. But that's literally like the only other option that I can think of and that I would actually want. Because the Packers obviously are a great organization. Historically, they draft rather well every year, no matter who their GM is.
Yeah.
So I think that would be pretty pretty good to bring into our situation. Especially if we can have someone steadily drafting well, year in year out. I think that's kind of the main idea of what we're trying to do from here on out. But what's his name? Now it's gonna bother me. Candidates. I think it's like John something. I can't believe that I can't remember his name right now. His name.
Where's he from?
He's from the Packers. It's like I know what's his name. I know Jay knows who I'm talking about. He said his name the other day. I don't know why I can't think of it right now. But I also like the idea of Champ Kelly being I like the idea of Champ Kelly being promoted because he's proven already him that he's capable of being, the guy.
Yeah. So I'll put that up there.
You guys shout out
yeah, that's what I was just looking at. Raider 24 Nation. You said your son's name is Raider. Well, shout
That's
out
awesome.
to Raider. Hope you're doing well, little man.
Yeah.
5 heart surgeries, but is thriving each day and is a commitment to excellence. So God bless that little man.
Yeah, that's awesome. Prayers up to you and your family and to Raider especially. Keep going. Like you said, commit to excellence, and much love from over here. And yeah, just keep going. We're praying for you over here, Raider.
Yep, all the way from me over on the East Coast.
I can name them, but I was dealing with my girl. Oh, it was the Packers player personnel, GM candidate Jay.
He's answering on your channel. Where are we here? So everyone talking about his GM. He has signed on the dotted line. He hasn't. Thought he did. Oh, we thought he was going to.
Yeah, we thought he was going to.
On your Spytek backs out. What is the real Tom Brady effect? I have no fucking clue.
John Eric
that drives me nuts now. He better start working his magic, whatever magics he's got left in those little fingers of his. But I mean, if his supposed friend Spytek, ghosts him and bails on him like that, that's kind of a total dick move,
No, for sure. Yeah, especially because they're supposed to be boys.
Yeah, not for nothing. Why did we get rid of Telesco at that point? Then
Exactly.
It's like, shit. We got rid of Telesco because of that. More than likely because of Ben Johnson, first of all, and then probably because he wanted to bring Spygate in.
Mm-hmm.
So now what? Now we're back to the fucking drawing board again.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough. But yeah, Jay said it's John Eric Sullivan. Yeah, that would be my second option.
That's the guy from Green Bay.
Yeah, that's the guy from Green Bay. And I really like him. I think he would be a good GM candidate. But we're still waiting to see about Spytek. Let's see. Jay said Spytek isn't going anywhere. Jacksonville hasn't started their interview process, and they have to do the Rooney Rule process because they fired their GM. But yeah, I don't know. And I think it's more up in the air now than it has been in the past couple of days, especially because I think Spytek and Cohen going to Jacksonville, honestly, if we're being honest, it's a better situation than the Raiders.
I mean, you've got your supposed franchise quarterback in Lawrence,
Trevor Lawrence. Yeah.
You got some good you got a good wide receiver that they just picked up in the draft, right?
Yeah.
Kid you were talking about before.
Brian Thomas Jr. He's offensive rookie of the year finalist.
Yeah.
Rookie of the year.
He ain't gonna win it though.
No.
Not even close. I mean, that's Jaden Daniels all day long, unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure.
And again, that's an issue we have with our team. We can't guarantee we're going to draft one in the first. You know, we technically don't have a true number one right now because right now with no coach, we've got no one to evaluate that at this point.
Hmm.
We're just going to go by how the season ended. So right now, our number one is Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah.
So how enticing is that for somebody? You know, Apparently not Berry. I don't blame Ben Johnson for going to the Bears. He's at least got a you know top quarterback to work with as a rookie. Well, he'll be his second year now, but I don't know, man. If Pete Carroll gets hired in Dallas, who's the best case scenario after him?
I think it's McCarthy at that point, honestly.
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy that we're already going down, the possibility and what seems like a really good possibility of where, our coaching situation is right now. Considering that just less than a week ago we were on top of the world thinking that we're all gonna get Ben Johnson and we're gonna have the next dynasty and everybody was saying all this stuff like, oh, we're gonna be great again and stuff like that. And it's tough being a Raider fan. It is tough.
I I mean, I would have been fine with Ben Johnson, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Time to move on. People that still want to talk about it and get butt hurt over it. It's like, what are you gonna do? He decided to take something else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, seriously, what do we have to offer now? If you really look at the big picture, we got a ton of cap space, and it's a tax-free state. What else we got? All right, we got the best tight end in the league right now, and he's a
Mm-hmm.
rookie. Okay, what else you got? Well, we got Max Crosby. Okay, what else? Not nothing. Brand new stadium,
There you
state of
go.
the art facility. I mean, what what we got bunny ranches nearby. I mean, what else do you want us to add to that? Because I got nothing. I got nothing. We got no shiny new toys. We got two. One's a defensive end and the other one's a tight end.
Yeah,
You
not
know,
exactly sexy positions, I would say.
no,
Uh,
no, no.
um, it's it's weird. Like it feels kind of like a bad head coaching cycle to me. Like after Ben Johnson, it seemed like all the other options are like you're kind of um making compromises. Like as far
Mm-hmm.
as like okay, Pete Carroll, you can say the age thing or whatever. He's obviously gonna be older. Like all right, whatever. And then, like the next one is like McCarthy, who was fired from Dallas, and like you're kind of making compromises after that. And I think this is probably the worst time to have needed a head coach, because like I said, this head coaching cycle has felt like it's not the greatest, and it's crazy because one, the head coaching cycle is not the greatest, and we need a head coach. Two, the quarterback class is not great, and we need a quarterback. Three,
Yeah.
it seems like the GM cycle is not very great either, and we need a GM. So we just put ourselves in a situation that is we're really digging ourselves deeper in a hole than I think we needed to. Um, Not saying that AP was the right move or whatever, and Telesco, sure I understand moving on from them both, but maybe like one more year wouldn't have been too bad. I
Yeah.
mean, I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, obviously, retrospectively, you can say all of this and that, but it's difficult. It's very difficult.
Yeah. Arnie, I definitely feel like the fat kid getting picked last in dodgeball. That's kind of what it feels like right now.
No, honestly though.
Made the fat biggest target kid for the last pick. Let the other team get him. That's totally what it feels like. And
No,
Cliff
yeah,
Kingsbury, you're not gonna. No, I don't think you're gonna see him. Yeah, absolutely not.
yeah.
I,
After
I,
him
I
leaving, I
highly
don't see
doubt
it
that
either.
one. He stiffed us once already. I don't think the fans are gonna be too keen on that one. Jeff, in my
Yeah,
opinion, we need talent, which means more draft capital, but a great talent evaluator.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, which is why I'm not against trading back in the first round to get more draft equity, and with picks.
I don't think I would leave the top 10 though.
It's kind of hard not to. That's the only way. You're only going to get a shit ton of picks if you move back in the first round.
Yeah, I agree with
You're
that.
gonna swap first round picks and probably get a second, maybe a third. For someone to move up. Like perfect example would be like the Cowboys.
Yeah.
We would only move up 6. We'd only move back 6 because they had the pick 12. So
Mm-hmm.
we'd swap picks, and either, like I said the other day, either we ask for a player along with that if they want that number 6 pick, because you know what they want. They want Genty. I can tell you right now.
Yeah, no, they
Every
definitely
mock
do.
draft from all the so-called experts I've seen have them taking Genty or trading up to get him. So if
Yeah.
they want that pick that bad, you know, you ask for a player, or if they don't like that one, then you ask for a different player, and if they don't take it, well, fine, we'll stay here at number 6. Then good luck getting Genty. Have fun.
Yeah.
Go make a trade with someone else.
Yeah. I completely agree.
Because, like I said the other day, the 2 players I'm thinking of, first one you ask for is, all right, we'll swap picks. You'll move up to 6. We'll fall back to 12. You give us Micah Parsons.
Fuck, that'd
No,
be
we won't do
crazy.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't do that. Then give me CD Lamb. No, all right, then we're not moving. But if they give you one of those 2, hell yeah, be all over it.
Oh
Because
yeah.
CD Lamb answers your wide receiver position, which would have been what you would have picked anyway at 6.
Yeah.
Or Micah Parsons fixes your other defensive end opposite of Crosby, which you would have picked up if Carter was there at number 6.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, you got 2 proven players coming in that are not rookies, that you don't have to hope that they're going to be good enough to fill in right away. These guys are already proven, and you get the 12th pick now, and now you go for the best, whatever, offensive lineman. You want to take a quarterback at that point? You want to take a chance to grab Dart then? I wouldn't be fine. I wouldn't be opposed to it. And then in your second round, you go for your wide receivers, you go for your running backs,
Mm-hmm.
you go for your offensive linemen. You already got your quarterback, so say it's Dart, which I've kind of you've pulled me in on that one. After months and months of you saying it since the start of the season, that you got me hooked on it. Plus, from watching him play in the playoffs too. I mean, the kid is good.
Yeah.
He's the only one out of the other 2, and I don't even like the other 2.
No, I don't. I mean, I like Ward. You can probably convince me a little bit about Ward
I mean, you
more
never
than
could
Dart,
convince me on either one of them.
but like, because I think Ward's potential could possibly be higher than Dart's. I can see it, but to me he was already out of range from once we got to 6. Like I already knew he was gonna be gone, and then Shador I'm super low on. He's probably you could he's probably my 3rd or 4th
Yeah,
quarterback. Um, but yeah, you can probably convince me Ward, but I don't think he's good enough to want to trade up to go get Ward. But Dart I think is in the perfect position to we can get him in the second, early second. I would not mind trading up to maybe the late first to get him. Like if that's our guy and we think that's our guy, it's not gonna take a lot to move up to either the first pick in the second round, the last pick in the first. It's not gonna take that much,
no,
considering our second round is 5-6 picks later. So it's not gonna take that much, but I think he's in the best position and the best player that is gonna be available for what we're looking for as well. So, would you
I,
rather get Dart in the first or Howard in the second? It depends where in the first. To me, Dart would land. Like if we move back, it's like 31st, 32nd. I would get Dart in the first over Howard in the second. I
yeah,
don't
because
really.
I think Dart's moving up.
Yeah, Dart is moving up. Dart is definitely
Dart and
moving up.
Scatterbo both moved up. I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then they're both going to be playing in the Senior Bowl, so that's another place where they're gonna, I think, honestly show out both of them, and
Yeah,
they're gonna move up draft boards quickly. Honestly, they at this point. next month or in a month and a half, people are gonna start saying Dart at 6. Honestly, I can see it now. I can definitely see it now. I wouldn't go. I'm a huge Dart believer, and I wouldn't go that far, but I can definitely see people start saying Dart at 6.
At 6?
Yeah,
Really?
just because of the need that the Raiders have. And like I said, I think he's gonna start shooting up draft boards after the Senior Bowl. I think people are
Yeah,
gonna
then you
start
got
saying it,
pro day.
but
Yeah, then they'll have pro days, which I'm sure he'll do.
yep, exactly.
Um, and then the combine too.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence, yeah, Kingsbury was in Vegas talking about coming in as the OC, but supposedly he wanted a 3-year contract. Um, but the statement that came out was they weren't going to give him the same. They wanted to give him a 2-year contract, which supposedly was the same thing that AP was signed, but we never
Mm-hmm.
really, no one ever knew what the contract was
Right.
for AP. So everybody assumed it was a 2-year based on the fact that they weren't going to let, um, they weren't going to sign Kingsbury to a 3-year because of that. Um, and also the fact that we weren't guaranteeing we were going to be able to move up and get a pick like Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
We'd have to give up so much to have gotten him.
Mm-hmm.
We would be draft poor for a couple seasons. We would have lost our. We would have had to swap our first round pick out from last year. Well, it would have cost us our first round pick last year. It would have cost us our first round pick for this year's coming draft,
Mm-hmm.
and possibly another one in 2026.
Yep.
You know, because you're talking about a generational franchise future quarterback here, and he proved every bit of it so far this year as a
Oh
rookie.
yeah.
You know, and that's a lot. That's when, especially when we have needs. That's a lot to let up.
My new quarterback draft strategy is if there's a guy that's coming out of Southern California, I'm drafting him at quarterback. That's my new draft strategy. CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, Jaden Daniels. Fuck, dude.
Oh, thank God you're not on GM. I can only imagine what you would have had to have given up to get Jaden Daniels. Stroud, you probably wouldn't have had to have given up as much, to be honest with you.
Which is crazy. Because
Well, it is and it isn't because you can remember this past draft, there were too many teams that were quarterback hungry,
oh yeah, extremely.
or needy. So I'm sure Washington was getting phone calls like crazy. You know,
Oh yeah.
I mean, good God, I can only imagine how many phone calls they had to field from everybody wanting to move up that needed a quarterback. Just so happened we finished number 13, so we were kind of fucked.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
the only one we had a shot at was Penix,
Mm-hmm.
and
That
gone.
yeah, that's
you know,
shocking. That one was shocking. Extremely
yeah,
shocking.
nobody expected that, but it worked out for them in the long run. Look what happened. You
Yeah.
know, Cousins sucked. They had to get, they benched him and they were able to put Penix in, and you gave them the best chance to win. Or make the playoffs. They just couldn't do it. So JT the Brick's already saying Dart at number 6, huh?
That's that's crazy to me at this early in the stage already. Like I said, I'm a huge Dart believer. Uh 6, I think it's the same argument that I had if Shadur falls to 6. Like I think the that hypothetically like Tatori McMillan is a way better receiver than Shador or Dart is at quarterback right now. Um, and I think that Tatori McMillan has a way better ceiling at receiver than Shador. I think Dart probably has a pretty good ceiling, but Shador at least. But still, I think now you can plug in T Mac and he'll produce.
Well, could you imagine? Could you imagine if say for some silly fucking reason we do take Dart at number 6?
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine if he turns out to be better than either one of those two that were taken early, and those being the two that everybody wanted?
Mm-hmm. I
You
mean,
know,
we would
I'm
look
still
super
saying that
smart.
though. I think those two are not going to last in the NFL. I'm sorry.
I don't think so
I,
either.
I I've just got a bad feeling. Just don't think they're going to make it. I mean, come on, Ward quit on his team in the bowl game. You know, that alone right there tells me his character. It's like, I don't want that type of guy on my team.
Yeah.
You know, no, no. And they still had a chance to win it because they were still close. It wasn't like it was a blowout where it was like 52-6. That's one thing. I kind of get it. You know, let the kid that's going to be playing next year take over.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Yeah. Honestly, I keep saying Abdul Carter less and less now because I'm starting to see a lot of mock drafts him going to like Cleveland and to
yeah, I'm seeing he's going earlier and earlier now.
yeah, Cleveland and Jacksonville if he falls that far. Like people are starting to say that he's going to start
That
or start going. So,
that's one of the names being kicked around here in New England for the Patriots.
yeah,
Unfortunately,
exactly. Cuz
like
they're going to
last
need
week
another
on,
defensive
on
guy.
yeah, last week on Turf Show, Spence was talking about it. He goes, yeah. He goes, I know more and more people are talking about. No, I'm like, no, you don't want him. I said, that is not the player you're looking for. Try pulling a Star Wars move on him. I said, you guys don't want him. You need a wide receiver or an offensive tackle. That's who you want.
Uh-huh.
You don't want Carter because I wanted him, but whether
It's
we get him now or not, who knows?
it's funny because like since Carter is starting to shoot up draft boards, um I keep seeing Travis Hunter falling and falling and falling. So that just tells me that I mean, I don't think Travis Hunter falls as far as 6. I think he's going to get taken somewhere like probably New England or Jacksonville where those are the two places I think would be best for him. But that means to me that someone else is going to be falling to 6. Like
Yeah,
someone that we uh like whether it be we keep saying the same names like Will Johnson, Carter, McMillan, well whoever those guys are, I still think we're in a really good position in the first round. So I'm hoping we're just smart and pick best player available and we can continue to build in the draft. I think the only guy you go get is Dart, not in the first, but in the second you be as aggressive as you should be. And I think that's to move up. What is it like 4 spaces to go get Dart? That's not going to cost you that much. A third next round
yeah.
or next year, I mean, and we have an extra third too, so it's like
Give him the third round from this year. It's a pick we didn't have before the trade of Devontae, so just take and use it.
exactly. So
You know, and I guess we get a conditional pick supposedly if
if
Patrick
Patrick
Graham gets
Graham,
a head coaching job.
yep, exactly. So that's
So
another one.
come on, Patrick Graham, get a head coaching job somewhere.
I know exactly. I'm
No,
starting to root for it.
no. I, yeah, I don't think Dart at the sixth pick. I think that's a little bit of a stretch. That's a little too much.
Yeah, it's a little, it's kind of crazy. Yeah,
Not when you can go and grab a guy like T Mac or something, or even even if he's there, Cotter
yeah,
or Johnson from Michigan, the
yeah.
cornerback. You've got options.
A
Dot
lot.
will probably still be there in the second round.
Oh, for sure.
Unless you want to take your second and the third and trade it with somebody like say Detroit. Somebody that's going to be at the tail end of the first round, and grab their first round pick. I would take them
Hmm.
at the end of the first round.
Yeah, same.
I wouldn't take him at number 6. That's way too. That's old regime right there.
Like, imagine if we can get, say, T Mac at 6, trade up to like 31, 32, and get Dart. I'm
Yeah,
already feeling insane about our offense at that point. T
yeah,
Mac,
yeah.
Bowers, Dart, Mayer, Jacoby Myers. Like you feel a million times better about your offense going into this year than the last year. There's a lot of options to
Yeah.
to do something really special, And I just hope that the Raiders don't fumble it and do some Raider bullshit that we've been accustomed to the past couple of years.
I mean, it could end up where we don't even end up with a second round pick because of this, but we'd still have 2 picks in the top 32 teams, That's not too shabby if you ask me.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, that's up to the GM, whoever it's going to be. That's up to the GM to work his magic and get that shit straightened out.
Yeah, and the unnamed GM at this point too.
Yeah, well, unsigned.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's Tommy's second choice for GM when Spytek takes Jacksonville? I think that's where he's going, to be honest with you.
You think so? You think that's
Bob's right.
it's gonna happen?
I mean, the fact that Liam Cohen is there interviewing again and he's back on the list, you know, I wouldn't be surprised. I just want to know who breaks these news stories where, oh yeah, he's going to be with the Raiders, and then come to find out he hasn't signed shit saying he's coming here.
Yeah, I want to know
who
where
is your source? I mean, what the fuck, man?
I mean, it's possible, entirely possible that he had every intention with signing with the Raiders, and then all of a sudden, the Jacksonville Jaguars fire their GM, and they're now looking a lot more intently towards Liam Cohen, who obviously he has a rapport with out in Tampa. So, and you don't have to leave your state that you live in and that you worked out of. I mean, obviously they're not close, but still, it's very interesting. Mighty Fox and everyone.
The original Surfer Bob. Johnson, Spytek, Giselle, strike 3, Tommy, you're out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. That's funny.
He said, I seen Brady on the Coward Show was saying, was saying he might leave Fox, and everyone's saying he's gonna be a coach. I don't know about that. I haven't seen anything on the Coward.
Where do people get their information?
Apparently, Colin Coward show. I haven't seen that though. I have to look that up. I haven't seen that.
Oh, look who's posting it though.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. Yeah, I'm good off Milrow and at all, to be honest.
You're not on him anymore.
I
don't think you really were you?
No, I've never been on Milrow. I don't like Milrow at all. I don't think he's very good. Like we said on the Raider Connection, he's just not good at football. that's what I think.
Not good at football.
Yeah. I'm definitely not taking Milrow. Honestly, after Dart, it kind of takes a big drop for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, Will Johnson, Will Howard. He just won the Natty, so everyone's starting to look towards him. But I think that he's really that was a product of Chip Kelly and Emeka Egbuka and Jeremiah Smith and Travion Henderson and Quishon Judkins and a good offensive line. That's what I think that is a product of. But
yeah.
So that's why people keep saying Will Howard, and I'm hearing a lot of that because obviously the Natty, I don't think he's even up there with guys like Dart and Shador and Ward. Not right now, at least. Check out Taylor, what? Elgersma at the Senior Bowl. I don't think I've heard that name before, honestly.
Who is that?
I don't know. Taylor Elgersma at the Senior Bowl. I haven't done a lot of collegiate scouting on people that are not at bigger schools either. I would like to do that. Cause I like to the under the radar kind of guy sometimes too. I'm gonna start doing some more, I guess not scouting, but like just looking at other guys. The Senior Bowl is a big time to do that, of course. Um, but kind of just do your own research in smaller conferences and stuff like that. Like, uh, he's Canadian 6'5", cannon arm, and looks like
Yeah, I'm
Max
looking him up
Crosby.
right now.
Okay,
They're saying he's 6'6", 212 pounds.
damn.
Quarterback, Canadian football quarterback for the Wilfrid Laurier Golden Hawks. He won the HEC Crichton Trophy in 2024 as
Mm,
U Sports football's most outstanding player.
nice.
Let's see.
Appreciate you, Bob. Thank you for hopping on. Make sure to like and subscribe, everyone. So you can go ahead and catch us on more shows. Honestly, London, Ontario. So you're catching a bunch of London Knights games. That's like the Canadian Heisman. That's pretty dope.
Canadian Heisman.
Yeah, I'll definitely look into him. I mean, he sounds like he's fucking legit. So
Did he say his methadone pills just kicked in?
yeah.
Oh my god. Where did we find these people? Jesus. I love it though. It's funny. I'm reading through his stuff here. I mean, there's no stats or anything, so I don't even know what he did in college, high school or whatever.
You don't hear about a lot of players coming out of um. You don't hear about a lot of players coming out of Canada, out of collegiate Canada. Being available in the draft and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting because normally they'll go to like a big U.S. school to play football. Um,
Dude, the only thing that comes out of Canada are hockey players. Hockey players and curlers.
hockey players and curlers.
Seriously. I mean, Jesus. I mean, I'm not kidding. I mean,
No, yeah, for sure. He played hockey too. I would not doubt
there
it. If
you
you
go.
live in
There you
Canada, you
go.
got to.
If you're from Canada, your family's coat of arms involves two hockey sticks crossed in some kind of form in the
I mean,
background.
how tall did he say he was? 6'5"?
Uh, Wikipedia said 6'6". I
6'6"?
already closed it out. I don't have it up
Six
anymore.
six two. What was like 215 something like. He could be like Matt Rempe,
Yeah.
just an absolute fucking monster on the ice.
Oh God, yeah. What's his name from the Bruins all those
Zdeno
years?
Chara.
Chara. Oh my
Yeah, Zdeno
God.
Chara.
You ever see him in interviews when he's being interviewed by like one of the sportscasters, and it's usually always a female, and she's standing flat footed on the ice in her regular shoes, and he's on his skates too. I mean, the height difference
Yeah,
is ridiculous. It's like this.
yeah. I think
It's
he's
like a
like
two,
6'7".
three.
So
Yeah, and
yeah,
then you put the skates on. That adds like another 5 inches or so to his height. Then the
yep,
height of the helmet on his head.
yep.
My God, to see him skate around, it's like, my God, he's a fucking monster. He looks just like, yeah. It doesn't show me a picture. I can't see what he looks like.
Hmm. Do you want to let him know
Blonde.
what you're gonna be up to in the next hour or so?
Yeah, because we're gonna kind of cut this episode short tonight, um, because I'm gonna be going on with. Let me bring up the channel here. I'm gonna be going on Faro and Severe's show, the ATS, the Around the Shield show. Because I reached out to Faro because I was watching the 50-50 show the other night, and Rundown was on there with them, and they were talking about coaches and everything, and Pete Carroll's name came up, and Severe had a rather um, specific comeback on the whole Pete Carroll thing. Um, had to do with the age, and I was only in the chat, and I was typing in the chat. They weren't really seeing it, so I did a super chat, and I said, basically, I'm like, what's up with Severe hating on the older dudes? And he just went on even more as the show went on, and it was just getting my blood boiling even more. So I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to send a message to Pharaoh. So I sent him a message on Instagram, and I said, listen, I said, I want to come on the show, and I want to go one on one with Severe. I want you to moderate it, and I want us to talk about this. I said, I'll be respectful. I said, I'll be a good boy. I won't be yelling, hopefully. I said, but if you're interested and he's interested, let me know. Well, he got back to me today, and he said we could do it tonight. He goes, our show starts at 7 Pacific. I'm like, shit. It's the same time our show is, the Raider
Mm-hmm.
Coast to Coast. I said I can cut ours down to like maybe hour and a half. Um, I said, and then I can jump on with you guys afterwards. He goes, all right, that works. He goes, I'll send you the link. So I'm waiting for him to send me the link. So anybody that's watching this show, if you want to hop over
Yeah,
to
definitely.
hop over to their show.
Jay
See if I
said
can
Mitchell
pull.
Renz is
Yeah,
on with them right now. I
yeah,
DM'd
he
Mitchell
is.
Renz. Obviously, I'm fucking nobody, but I was like, let's get you on fucking. Yeah, he's doing a podcast tour right now with all the Raider podcasts. So I told
Yeah,
him, I DM'd him, let's get you on Raiders Connection.
is he
So
the one? Is he the one that everybody talks about? Like, don't listen to him sometimes.
yeah, yeah.
Renz.
Mitchell Renz. He's on the like Chat Sports Raiders Live or some fucking something like that. I don't know, but yeah, I DM'd him, and maybe everybody from Raider Connection should DM him. Be like, let's get you on, bro. I mean, that would be dope.
So anybody that's still in here watching, I think we're gonna call it a night.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
All right. So there's the link. That's the show that I'm going to be going on hopefully soon. It's going to be there during the extra point section. Um, so that's going to be my chance to go in there. So I will behave. I will be a good boy, hopefully. Um, but I'm going to say my piece as I usually do, and I'm not going to hold any punches. I actually want to call him out a little bit too because he's got some comments about Dart that he made that I don't know because I watched a bunch of their shows in the
Yeah.
last 12 hours or so, um, just to make sure I was right in what I saw. And I've never heard him mention Jackson Dart's name until yesterday.
Mm,
And all the shows I watched, never heard the name come out.
yeah.
And he made the comment on the show Tuesday night, their show, the 50-50, that he's been hyping Dart for months and months. And I'm like, no, there's only one person I know of personally that's been hyping Dart for months and months, and that's this guy right here,
Yep.
right,
Tell
right
that.
here,
Yes, sir.
this guy right below me. Um, he's been saying it almost since the day I met him, and I've known him now since early September. So
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard many other people say anything about Dart
Especially in the
until
beginning. I know I was in the
yeah,
minority then. I
until
know
until
it.
until they got to like the rivalry weekend
Mm-hmm.
in college, and then on after their bowl game. That's the only time I've heard anybody say anything about Dart other than you. So I give you full credit for even getting his name into my head, and I've paid attention to him since you was so adamant about it. I'm like, you know what? I got to appease him. I got to watch this kid a little bit, and I'm like, oh, okay, he's right. It's good. Then I watched, the bowl game, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be on while Renz is still there or not.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna check it out, and yeah, like Jay is saying, he's gonna be on the goat show, and that's gonna be really interesting because I know that Josh the goat does not like him, so that's gonna be super interesting to see.
who
Uh,
Renz?
they Josh Jacopetti the goat 209, he doesn't like
Yeah,
Renz. Yeah, Renz
uh,
is gonna be on his show.
I've been hearing that a lot more lately that people aren't too crazy about him.
Yeah,
How long
that
has he been at it? Because I just went to his
he's
YouTube channel.
he's
He's
been
only
at it for a
got like,
while.
dude, he's only got 129 subscribers.
That's
He's been on
you got
you.
to go to live chat sports or something like that. Is it
Uh,
Raider? His personal one probably doesn't have very many, but his
Yeah,
Raider
that's the
one
only
has
one
a
that comes
lot.
up.
It's like
Uh,
live chat sports, or it's like
yeah,
Raiders
I'll do that another time.
report. It's a Raider report. That's what it's called. Yeah, they're
So,
they're they're really big. But yeah,
you got anything
appreciate
going on?
everyone. No, just oh yes, actually I do. I lied. Um,
Oh, I hope so. Yeah.
yeah, if anybody's interested in gaming, I just started a gaming channel, so you can find the gaming channel at LV Raider Gaming. I try to do mainly like college football and Madden and stuff like that, but I've been since it's a gaming channel, I don't want to keep it specifically football. I've been playing Marvel Rivals. I've been playing I want to start doing I'm gonna do a whole day of streaming, and I'm gonna do um the Justice League, or I'm sorry, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I haven't played that yet. And then I just started a series of a Road to Glory um on college football. So if you want to go ahead and follow that along, go ahead and follow me at LV Raider Gaming. That's my new gaming channel. You can find it on YouTube. But yeah, that's what I got going on.
Um, right, I'm drawing a blank. Um, yeah. So anyway, all right, you can catch us on this show every Thursday, 10 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock Pacific. Then you'll see the two of us along with Just Raiders Baby and Leo Chitolinas on Wednesday nights.
Yep.
Raider Connection at 10 p.m. Eastern time, 7 o'clock Pacific. Pretty much, I mean, now during the off season, we're talking about whatever's going on right now with the Raiders. Our inability to hire a head coach, inability to find a GM to take the team on, inability to not get offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, retain players, sign free agents. So pretty much everything that we totally suck at as an organization. Yeah, we're talking about it. I mean, I don't know where else to go with it. I mean, it's pretty much what it's like.
Yeah.
Um, Whatever shit storm rolls in next week, we'll be talking about it.
No, for sure. And like we
Um,
said, or like I've been saying, there it seems like something's going on every single week with the Raiders. So we're
yeah, but it's
definitely
never
gonna
good.
have, yeah, that's true. We're definitely gonna have shit to talk about. Like
It's always
that's for
bullshit.
sure.
Also, catch our guy, Just Raiders Baby.
Yep.
He's got a show that he does every damn Saturday morning. Um,
He-
what times he go on? 10 o'clock Eastern, 1 Pacific, or something like
I
that,
think
right?
so.
No, one Pacific, 10 Eastern,
Are you sure it's
11.
not in the morning?
It's
10,
morning. It's
10
it's in the morning
Pacific.
in Cali time.
Yeah, 10 Pacific, and then that's 1
All
Eastern.
right, 10 a.m. Pacific. Yep,
Yep.
there it is. He confirmed. Yeah, so make sure you check his show out on Saturday mornings.
Yep.
Usually has guests on there with them. Um, I know I've been on. Nate, you've been on with him, right?
I haven't been on the Saturday show.
Oh, there you
But
go, Jay. You just
yeah.
found you a guest. I know Rundown's been on there. Leo's been on. Um, so it's a good show. And I think this Saturday afternoon I might be getting on later in the afternoon, like probably like around maybe 6 o'clock my time, um, with my son. Um, we're gonna do our in studio chat. He's gonna sit right here next to me, and we'll just get on, fire it up, and see
That'd be
what we
dope.
can start, what we can get into trouble.
Yeah.
And I got to check with Turf if he's going to be around this weekend because I think he said he was going away
Oh,
this
for
weekend for
tomorrow.
another gymnastics match.
Mm,
Yeah, if he's not going to be around, I'm gonna fire it up. Talk to Leo
nice.
about doing the Friday night show.
Oh, that'd be dope.
So,
Try to get people on there, like how
yeah,
he does it.
yeah, just like we normally do, like the open mic night type thing.
Uh
So,
huh. Miss
Miss
Peggy.
Peggy to the nation,
For sure,
ambassador to
though.
high.
But
uh,
yeah, I think
what channel? I love Kobe Bryant. The LV? Oh no,
yeah,
I'm
the
behind.
gaming one. Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. I was behind.
Yeah,
Yeah, make
appreciate
sure you get
that. I
over to
love
his
Kobe
channel,
Bryant for
LV
sure.
Raider 10, and subscribe and like
Yes,
his shit too.
that too. Go over to my Raider channel, LV Raider 10. That would be awesome. Leave a like, leave a subscribe there. I love Kobe Bryant too, so there you go.
Go Celtics.
Oh, fuck that.
No, fuck you. I live on the East Coast. What the fuck you want me to do? Hey, be happy I'm not a Pelicans fan.
I would
Stupid ass name.
I would like the Pelicans more if you said that.
Wow.
But I think that's it for Raiders Coast to Coast. Thank you again to everybody. Catch
Oh,
Jeff right now.
one last thing. If any breaking news comes on and I'm home, which I usually am because I have no life, I will be going on live immediately if it's confirmed. I'm not going to be doing this. Oh, well, they say he's gonna. So if anything breaks, breaking news
Mm-hmm.
that's confirmed, I will be hopping on live at a short notice when it does. So just keep an eye out for that. So that's why it hits the notifications on the
Yes.
subscriptions too.
Yes, definitely do that. Hit the bell icon. Make sure you're in touch with everybody, us, me, Jeff, everybody, you know. And again, go make sure to tap in on Pharaohs to go ahead and watch Jeff if you're still here. And yeah, that's it. Thank you, Raider Nation.